Hey, this is Diana from Tantra Butterfly, and unfortunately, this video is about a very horrible thing that happened to me this week. Um, so I've been paying three separate storage fees, one in Chicago, Illinois, to hold like half of my belongings that aren't quite fitting into my tiny little studio apartment. I actually have a tiny one-bedroom apartment, but I've been paying a storage facility in Boston and New Orleans for over 10 years. And these past 2 months, my Google My Business page was consistently flagged, possibly by an ex-client or who knows, right? I don't know for sure. But it's been very hard for me, and I was consistently late with my storage fees in Boston. So I asked them to please reduce my fees for me. And this is the Brighton, Massachusetts storage facility at 156 Lincoln Avenue. So no one there wanted to help me reduce my rates. And every time I was late, they would just tack on extra fines and extra fees, making it harder and harder for me to pay my balance due. So last Monday, I called the Brighton property, and I spoke with Susan, and she told me not to worry, that I had one full week before any of my goods would go into the auction process. She wasn't very clear, but she told me that it would be another week. So, early on Monday, I tried paying my remaining balance off to take care of it all, and I was unable to do so because the computer said that I no longer have a storage unit. So I was very panicky, and I called the property manager, and Susan told me that John, the owner, let her know that he doesn't want me as a customer anymore, that I've been permanently banned, that I'm always late, and that if I want my belongings back, I need to take a flight into Boston in 48 hours, pay off the remaining balance, and then he would release my things to me. So I just wanted to make sure before I purchased my plane ticket that everything was as promised, and I called corporate and I let them know what happened. And then corporate called Susan, and she told them that she looked at my unit 4010 and it was completely cleared out. I no longer had any of my items. So all my paintings that I purchased for many years back were gone. My clothes, my shoes, my mother's jewelry that she gave me before she died. Um, Coats, two antique couches, designer couches, um, a writing desk, bed with mattress and everything, all gone. And they didn't even call me to let me know that this would happen. They just basically, according to what Susan told me, I guess Alejandro, who works there, cleared out my entire unit on July 24th and emptied out everything prematurely before anything went off to auction. So there were zero bidders, and a vendor took my items, and the owner, John, refused to share the vendor's name with me, making it impossible for me to call the vendor and find out where my belongings are. So if anybody wants to take this as a news story, I am reporting it to Consumer Affairs. I did call the Boston Attorney General, and early tomorrow morning I'm going to the Attorney General's office in downtown Chicago to file a report. I did file a report with the Federal Trade Commission. I will be writing a review on the Better Business Bureau as well sometime this evening. And it's been kind of like a terrible few days for me, because I finally did have the money to pay for my storage fees, which were pre-lien, and they didn't even call me to ask me for the remaining balance. Instead, they just removed all my belongings like it was garbage. And not only that, but 10 long years of paying for these items, I definitely didn't want them thrown away or abandoned. I have cause to believe that this was done intentionally to hurt me because of the industry that I'm in and because of their prejudice against people in my field. I really can't pinpoint an exact answer, but they always treated me like garbage. And so I do want this particular storage facility to be observed and visited by the Consumer Affairs Department and potentially shut down permanently. And that's the end of the story. I'm just trying to have a pleasant afternoon with my dog. It's been a very hard and emotional 3 days for me. Um, the only reason why I paid for this long is because I really genuinely wanted my things back and they had sentimental value to me. My God, I even had a passport in there, documents, my birth certificate. So I'm even gonna charge whoever stole these items for potential identity theft. But who knows, maybe they just threw everything in the garbage. So I'm just leaving this here and I am done with the video. If anybody wants to represent me on a contingency, please let me know. I lost $20,000 worth of items.